Yeah. Lately, yeah.
Pulling that big sled.
What about the people who just saw
The assault bike.
just went try to get one right from the website?
Look at those characters.
So cute.
Okay.
I know it is. Ready?
They're going to be exposed, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes. Trustee Cheney?
Here.
Trustee Foster?
Here.
Mayor Newhart?
Here.
Trustee Calora?
Here.
Trustee McKnight?
Here. Okay. In the way of an introduction, tonight we will be receiving a gift from the Warwick Skate Park Initiative. The actual skate park is going to be given to the Village of Warwick, and we are very excited about that. You've done a remarkable job. But something happened a week after the park was open, and that was graffiti. And it was really, it was so depressing, I think, for all of us who have been involved and engaged in making this incredible facility. And the police are doing an investigation. But what I want to say is that this park is the people's park. This doesn't belong to you or specifically me, but to everybody. And we're entrusted with that. And it's so important that we maintain it and treat it with the pride and integrity that it should. It's a great sports venue. And I just want to see and make sure that it doesn't get trespassed on. It doesn't get damaged. It doesn't get violated because somebody just has a whim and a spray can. That's not what it's about. This is about us and our future. And there's plenty of places to make art, and we're behind that 100%. Tonight we're going to be talking about that. But not on something that was truly a 10-year process and the development of young men and young women who became older in the process. But I just want to say that this board will not tolerate it. And when things happen, we will then look at those things very carefully and, again, have those conversations with the police and see where that takes us. But we really are watching that. We will have cameras there on a full-time basis. There will be lighting so that these things have less of a chance to happen. So I just wanted to say that for the introduction.
Well, and just for,
Yes.
the skate park itself is a work of art. Like the people that did that work, I mean, they put a lot of care into it, and they put in little tiny details, and they
Creativity,
built the boulder into the side, and so maybe that's some like part of the messaging that we can share is that even though it's an athletic kind of piece of equipment and a park, it's also a work of art, and you don't deface other people's art.
I think that's a good
That's a good
message.
point.
Very good message.
Thank you.
And thank you, Carly. So, roll call, please. Oh, we did that? Okay. May I have a motion to accept the minutes of October 20th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And a motion for authorization to pay all approved and audited claims in the amount of $356,548.42.
So move.
Second. Oh.
All in favor?
Aye.
And we have an announcement. And Barry, would you make the announcement, please?
Hang on. Let me find
Sorry
it.
about that. I've got it right here.
Okay. Oh, just that part of it? Okay.
Yeah.
Village of Warwick Department of Public Works has been selected by the Warwick Valley Chamber of Commerce to receive the MVP award, which will be presented at the Chamber's 86th Annual Gala on November 20th, 2025.
Yes. Well, I'm very grateful that the Chamber has made the determination to honor our DPW, Department of Public Works, so well-deserved. The men and women that make up that department do incredible work throughout the entire year, shifting and changing and challenged, and they come through. And I couldn't say enough, and I'm so glad that they're being recognized and honored that day. So thank you. Yeah. And under correspondence, we have a letter from the Village of Warwick Planning Board Chair, Jesse Gallo, regarding the proposed Blaine Town Square project under review by the Town of Warwick. And that's it under correspondence. Before we get to public comment, we will actually give the floor to Bill Lindbergh and Company to tell us a bit about the skate park project that we are about to receive tonight as a gift. And we'll from there, we will go on to our resolution to do that.
I have to give my name?
Yes.
Oh, just-
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned 10 years. It's been 10 years we've been meeting diligently. And this is our committee. I'm the one with a hat on. We got Jason and Steve and Donna and my wife Judy, Dave Getz, Lynn
Ravula,
Mary, the mayor,
Mark Patek,
and Mark. I'll tell you about Mark in a bit.
And Pat.
and Pat,
Okay.
yes. Okay.
I remember distinctly, probably 9-10 years ago, I was actually on a board, and Steve and Pat Tyler came to us and said, we have raised some money for a new skate park. And we went to the town board in Vernon and told them about our plans for a skate park. They said no, they didn't want a skate park in Vernon. And, 10 years ago, maybe feelings have changed since then, but 10 years ago, they did not want a skate park. So, our existing skate park, in 1999 was built. Getting old, it was wood, now all skate parks are cement. So, it was perfect timing. So we welcomed them.
Very welcome.
Steve and Pat came along with it, along with $43,000. Okay, so that was kind of the beginning of our journey here. So we formed a committee, Warwick Skate Park Initiative. We met hundreds of times. Okay, and,
Over
so-
10 years, maybe thousands.
So we met here, almost every other week, and we're all neophytes. We were talking about, what the design could be, how to raise money, all that stuff. And again, just from scratch. And fortunately, we were able to get a company, Pillar Design Company out of Arizona, and we had many meetings with them. And they are the premier design company, fortunate to have them. So Brad from there gave us a lot of good pointers. We had some good pointers from the local people. Steve and Pat gave us some pointers. We had a forum where we asked
Yeah,
local skate
did that a few
pointers.
times.
So I think we got all the good ideas from them and from here.
And we could put numbers on our dreams, it was important with them. For me and Pat, it was hard to figure out the material lists and everything, and the actual cost, and when Pillar came in, they kind of like said, we could do this for this amount of money, do you like it, what do you want to do with it? And we're
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's perfect.
They are their premier company. The first quote was like $350,000. Okay, now we had 43. There was kind of a gap in between.
Didn't the 43 actually pay for the design work that Pillar was doing?
That was some of it, yeah.
Yeah.
So we just met. We were talking about design. We were talking about how to get the word out, how to get the money, and we finally got a gift. I mean, all the stars were aligned we had a gift from the Kasuga Foundation. It was just incredible. We got $650,000 from them. You know, the park cost $642. And, you know, the mayor and I were working back and forth, it seemed like forever, probably a year back and forth. There's, you know, 3 folks from the Kasuga Foundation. And they certainly didn't want to give $650,000 to a measly committee. Okay. So we had to work with CFOS, we worked with the village.
CFOS means,
Community Foundation of Orange and Sullivan.
There.
Okay, they were our fiscal sponsors, 501c3. So we had an agreement between Warwick Skate Park Initiative, CFOS, and the village, and that made us a player.
Right.
And so after some negotiations with these 3 folks, $650,000, I actually I have a picture of myself and the Kasuga Foundation with a check. That $650,000. So that was a dream from heaven. So, because Pillar said, listen, once you get the money in hand, it will be a year out before we get scheduling. So it was quite a bit of gap. And we were in charge of, the village agreed to do the site prep. You know, the trees down, the stumps down, a lot of digging. Jason from DPW, yeoman's work. I think he was at the park more than I was. So,
it's true.
but another gift other than Kasuga was Mark Potemka, did ground control excavating. He did most of the site prep, and from a geotechnical study that we got from Tectonic, they found that the organic topsoil would not support the structures, the cement structures. So they recommended taking 4 feet out of the park, 4 feet worth of topsoil. How many trucks? It was hundreds of truckloads.
300 dump trucks.
So the whole town has soil from Memorial Park. I don't know where it went, but it's gone everywhere. And what we were able to substitute with was recycled concrete aggregate. So just crumbled up cement. So we took hundreds of trucks out, we brought 100 trucks back.
Yeah.
And we also had Tectonic make sure it was pounded hard enough to support these the structures. The good news is Mark Potemka and his crew spent 5 weeks at the park with their crew, their equipment, and their expertise. Pillar said that would have cost us $132,000 if we had to do it ourselves, free.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And you saw the banner at the park, that was his crew. So can't thank Mark. So the 650 and the 132, we were just fortunate.
Yeah.
And can't thank him enough. We also got Artisan from they're in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. They are the skate park builder experts all over the country. We had from 6 to 12 workers there for 16 weeks. They came in June, they left the end of September. They were all skateboarders. They were skateboarders, okay? And they were from New Hampshire, Newburgh, North Carolina, Iowa. They came from all over. That's what they did. They traveled all over the country to put skate parks up. And they knew exactly what they were doing, and they followed the construction drawings, but then they were able to, because they're smart enough, these are skaters, they knew how to make it better. And if you go there, you see how they made it better. You know, the boulders, the rocks, you know, all the different
Stuff around the
stuff
edges.
around the
Yeah,
edges.
the
They-
tiles, yeah.
They said this is one of the best parks they built because that's what they love doing. And they couldn't wait. They couldn't wait to skate on it. Okay?
Yeah.
So,
This is when we showed up. With,
Yeah, and they were all over it.
Congressman,
right.
yeah.
yeah, so it was just so exciting between Artisan and Pillar and Kasuga and Mark Potemka. It was just a fun project. And we were very proud of this committee here. the dedication they had too. So the DPW, Mike Mosier and Jason and Tony Rivera, really, they were fantastic, so thanks, Jason. Could you show the other pictures? I think all of you have seen the pictures of the skate park, but I guess I just got a couple. So that's the bowl. So what's good about this project was we were able to put the bowl and the street, combined. A lot of skate parks just have the street. We added the bowl, and the design is so it's good for all ages. It's good for BMX bikes, skateboarders, scooters, and so there's the bowl. We should switch another one. That's the street part. That's the bowl. I never went in the bowl because I don't think I could get out of it. I took pictures. So there it is. It's just Brad from Pillar said, "Listen, you got all those boulders. I want to see boulders. It just matches the park and stuff." So. Any questions from the board?
I just want to say thank you, Bill. Thank you
Thank
to
you.
the
Thank
entire
you.
committee.
Yeah.
But Bill, you were the advocate and you shepherded this project.
Yeah.
And,
Down
you were
for
there,
Donation.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So cool.
So there's life after being a trustee.
What are you gonna do now?
We got some plans.
Yeah, we'll find something for you to do.
So anyway, we're here this evening with a lot of gratitude, and we have a resolution to accept this incredible facility as a gift from you. So, Carly?
Sure. Village of Warwick Board of Trustees resolution accepting offer of dedication of skate park and Veterans Memorial Park. Whereas by resolution dated December 16th, 2024, the Board of Trustees previously accepted an offer by the Warwick Skate Park Initiative to dedicate the labor and materials necessary for construction of a skate park at a designated location in Veterans Memorial Park, which acceptance was subject to a determination by the village that the work had been properly performed and the materials and equipment had been installed according with the plans. The designer of the plans, Artisan Skate Parks, has now submitted a letter dated October 30th, 2025, affirming that all contractors and suppliers have been fully paid. There are no claims, liens, or encumbrances related to the project, and all contractual obligations have been satisfied. Therefore, it is resolved that the Board of Trustees, in reliance on the Artisan Skate Parks letters, accepts dedication of the work materials and equipment provided by the Warwick Skate Park Initiative to construct the skate park at Veterans Memorial Park, and affirms that unconditional ownership of the work materials and equipment is vested in the Village of Warwick. It is further resolved that on behalf of the Village of Warwick, the Board of Trustees extends its gratitude and appreciation to the Warwick Skate Park Initiative for its generous contribution to the village's recreation facilities.
Second.
Okay, it's a roll call.
Trustee Cheney.
Yes.
Trustee Foster.
Yes.
Trustee McKnight.
Yes.
Trustee Kolar.
Yes.
Mayor Newhart.
Yes. Excellent.
Thank you.
Oh, you can call your insurance. Tell them.
Don't pay your next payment.
All right, very good. Thank you all.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you so much. That's it, yeah, for now. Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you,
All
Steve.
the other good stuff to talk about. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you,
Bye.
Thank you, Jason. So do you want to introduce Eliza?
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. We also have a presentation tonight by Eliza Schiff, who is a consultant to the village and our Safe Streets for All initiative that is being funded through FHWA and is also in partnership with the town. Eliza has been leading the coordination with ourselves to issue an RFQ for artists that will be involved in the Slow Down Warwick campaign. So Eliza's been really wonderful to work with and very professional, has a lot of experience in this space as well. So we've asked Eliza to speak tonight and share a little bit about the process and also how we've selected the artists that we'll be putting forward by resolution tonight.
Sure.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
So we issued an RFQ, the Village of Warwick issued an RFQ, open to all local and regional artists who would be interested in contributing to the demonstration projects. The idea was to have 10 sites that were, that the artists could do demonstration projects at to slow down traffic at entrances into the village. We received 14 eligible applications from local and regional artists. We had a selection committee of 5 people. It was the mayor, trustee Foster, the village treasurer, Sadie, Andrew Shack, and Mike Finelli, the DPW assistant supervisor, as well as village resident and artist and graphic designer Kenny Eicher. They reviewed the 14 applications first on their own. The applications included images of the artist's past work that were relevant to the project, their resume, and a letter of interest about how they would approach the project and why they were interested in working with us. The panel did a preliminary round of scoring of the applications on their own, and then we all came together for a meeting last week where we reviewed the top scoring applicants and discussed their pros and cons, and ultimately made a decision to select 2 artists to work with for the project. The RFQ said we could select up to 3 artists. The panel selected Yuki Lee, whose work you're seeing there. She is in Mineola, New York. The panel felt she had the strongest background in this type of work and really understood the purpose of the project, and we're very excited to work with her. The project that you're seeing on the screen was a project she did in New York City, Union Square. And this is her whole application. More projects that she created. Playgrounds. Another painting, that one's in Rye, New York. As well as murals on walls. And a painting on that sort of cutout of NYC. So, and there's another painting on another structure or surface. And a bike rack room.
And while you're scrolling through, one of the things that kind of impressed us about UK was, she clearly had the experience working in the right of way and working with kind of municipal stakeholders and leaders. For the project with the New York City DOT, she had worked with 100 volunteers to paint that roadway. So she could navigate municipal processes and work alongside volunteers. And so we thought that she brought a lot of knowledge that would be really valuable to the project and a lot of interest.
And the second artist that we selected was Elizabeth Lawley. She's a local Village of Warwick resident and artist, and the panel selected her because they were very impressed with her community engagement, and they felt that since the project requires a lot of community engagement, both in the beginning to develop the designs as well as throughout the project to keep engaging people in not just the art project, but also the entire Slow Down Warwick campaign and the Transportation Safety Action Plan that it's a demonstration project for. They felt she could bring something very valuable, that the first artist, it would complement the first artist for them to work together. And she did not have the experience of painting on a roadway, but she has lots of other experience with murals and as a scenic prop maker, and I then checked the references for both artists and everything was good, and I had preliminary conversations with both artists, and they are both open to working together in some capacity, and we'll iron out the details on how that would work. But they were both very excited when I called them, and when I spoke to Beth, she's also been doing a lot of research on the street paintings. She mentioned in particular a document created by Street Plans that she's been reading that lays out the technical stuff of how to do the roadway paintings. So I think
Oh, that's good.
I think we'll be in very good hands with the two of them, and we'll have a really great project overall.
Just to kind of build a little bit, so we do know that there will be some roadway paintings, but there's also other other art, other ways that other things that are being explored and will be explored with the transportation safety planner. And one of the things that was really attractive to us about Beth, in addition to the local knowledge and the stakeholder engagement experience and that really inclusive process that she brings, is if you look at her art style and the diversity that she brought in terms of like the mediums, she showed that she could work in so many different ways. And there were some really interesting artists that submitted ideas to us or submitted past art to us that was very specific, one specific medium, but so there wasn't going to be that ability to be flexible, but was really kind of neat, right? And might be something that we would like to explore. And Beth sort of showed all of those things, and so additionally, we are kind of piloting this approach with the idea that if it's successful, it could potentially get expanded into other parts of the community and in other parts of the town. And we saw a lot of value in partnering, someone that had experience working at the scale that UK does with a local artist that shows the potential to be able to do this, more broadly. And so that was something that was really attractive to us when we were thinking through. And then we shared the evaluation criteria with the board, but some of the things that were really important was their ability to work at scale, that they were able to get to the village to work with stakeholders, and then just the quality of the things that they had showed. And I think universally we all wanted to make sure that we had artists that could work on any of the type of options that we were exploring for the grant.
Yeah, and it was a unanimous decision, so everyone agreed
Yeah.
in the panel.
But we had really high quality submissions. Like, it was exciting to see that, there were 14 submissions for this.
14 and beyond, actually.
And beyond, actually,
There
yeah.
were a few that we didn't, that aren't included in those 14 because they were not local or regional, they were from further away.
So what's the next step?
A resolution, a motion tonight.
I mean,
Yeah. Oh, so
Yeah.
resolution.
Thank you for the literal
Yeah,
next
we're
step.
working through contracting. We now have a signed contract with Creighton Manning. So we'll be doing a kickoff with them. We'll be kicking off with the artists. We'll be working together to clarify the locations, and we'll be working on concepts. We do have to go through a NEPA process. So once we've identified the specific types of solutions, not necessarily the exact art concepts, once we've identified the type of solutions and the locations, we have to go back to FHWA for their review. And I think this would probably be a categorical exemption because we're not really doing anything big. But so that we have to get that, and then they'll approve us to move forward with the actual construction. But a big part of this is also going to be community engagement, and then this will link into the broader townwide transportation safety planning process.
Yeah, I know when Beth did the mural, she
Yeah.
did a little packet
Yeah.
that for community engagement that was really fun and easy and accessible.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
we can
one of
charge
the
them
things
with
that
that.
we want to be
Yeah.
able to do with this is to help engage in some level of cultural change in the community about how we move through our community, right? Like, when you're moving through the village of Warwick, it's not a place that we drive 40 plus miles an hour through a school zone. This is a place that we drive slowly, we respect, our community. And so I think engaging at every level and in many different ways, in addition to making it visible in our street, in our streetscape, is going to be important to that.
It's exciting, really exciting.
I think so too.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah. Any questions or?
No, I don't have any questions.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Eliza,
Thank
for
you.
stewarding us through this process.
Yeah, it's exciting, for sure.
And if you want to, we could go out of order and do that motion next, and then we'll back up and go to.
Might as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I am gonna amend the motion because it doesn't currently include the contracting, so I'll read it, as such, so. I'm gonna make a motion to select artists UK Lee and Elizabeth Lawley to design and execute temporary public art projects for the Slow Down Warwick campaign as part of the U.S. Department of Transportation's Safe Streets for All Initiative grant project, and authorize Mayor Newhard to execute a contract for the same.
Second.
Just a question, so, do we know what the value's gonna be of the contract?
Yes, it is, a
Not
lump,
to exceed, oh, it's gonna be a lump sum, that's right.
not to exceed total budget is $60,000, and we have to work through how that's going to be broken down between the two artists, because initially it was going to be kind of split, but then,
So the contract wouldn't say specifically what their lump sum's gonna be?
we'll,
Hopefully it will. Hopefully,
Yeah.
before we do the contract, we'll be able to figure out what each one,
Total,
Their
so
scope of
then maybe
work.
it should be amended to say total not to exceed $60,000.
yeah, total, okay.
Okay.
Total not to exceed $60,000. Thanks,
Is that?
thanks for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So do we have a second, or as amended?
Yes.
Okay, so all in favor?
Aye,
Hi.
thanks a lot.
great?
Thank you
Thank
very much.
you.
Thank you,
Good job.
Eliza, for
Thanks.
coming today.
Yeah, no problem.
Yep.
I'll see you guys on Monday with Kate and Manning.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Okay, we're gonna back up to you, Barry.
Okay,
Oh,
number one.
Excuse me, let's just acknowledge the comments.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
yes. Sorry.
Jumping
I
off
just-
Any
real
public
quick.
comments?
Any public comments, please? Do
Sounds good?
Thank you.
you have any comments?
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
You thought I said we were meeting with Peyton Manning.
Oh.
Sorry to disappoint.
Big disappointment there.
More impactful to our local community, though.
Yeah,
Good night.
Again, thank you.
Good night, thank you.
so there's no public comment this evening, and we'll move on to motions as in the order that they are on the agenda.
Number one, motion to grant permission to Village of Warwick employee Matthew Hahn to carry over 5 vacation days.
Second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Hi.
Motion to hire Gianna Marin to the position of Village of Warwick office intern at 32.5 hours per week for approximately 6 weeks, with the start date of December 12, 2025. The rate of pay to be in accordance with the fiscal year 25 to 26 budget.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Hi.
Motion to hire Cameron Callan to the position of Village of Warwick engineering intern at 32.5 hours per week for approximately 5 weeks, with a start date to begin mid-December. The rate of pay to be in accordance with the fiscal year 25-26 budget.
Second.
Second.
Okay,
Sorry.
there are a lot of seconds there. All in favor?
Hi.
Motion to grant permission to the Village of Warwick, to the Warwick Valley Chamber of Commerce to hold the Home for the Holidays event and to allow the traditional horse and buggy rides to take place by Dun Dreaming Farms, Sean Geary, as previous years during the holidays in the Village of Warwick. The rides will be offered during the following dates: November 23rd, 29th, and 30th, December 6th, 7th, 13th, 14th, 20th, and 21st. The times for the rides will be approximately 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. The route will be the same as in past years, starting on Railroad Avenue, continuing to Main Street, then out onto South Street, ending back at Railroad Avenue. Completed park permit, security deposit, and proof of insurance from the Chamber of Commerce have been received. Approval pending proof of insurance from the Dun Dreaming Farm, Sean Geary.
Okay,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
Motion to approve the implementation of free parking for the period of November 23rd, 2025 through January 1st, 2026 per the request of Warwick Valley Chamber of Commerce, and to grant permission to the Warwick Valley High School FFA to hang ribbons on the meters after November 23rd, 2025 in coordination with the Village of Warwick DPW. Proof of insurance has been received from the Warwick Valley Central School District.
Okay, all in favor?
Abstain.
Motion to grant permission to the Warwick Valley Chamber of Commerce to have Santa visit the sleigh on Railroad Green on Sunday, November 23rd, 2025, and on additional dates in December 2025 to be announced by the Chamber of Commerce. The Village of Warwick DPW to install a sleigh on Railroad Green by Friday, November 21st, 2025. That's my birthday, by the way. Completed park permit, security deposit, and proof of insurance have been received.
Second.
All in,
birthday.
And happy birthday. All in favor?
Abstain.
You're abstaining her birthday?
Are those abstaining your birthday or Santa Claus or any of that?
Boy.
Motion to grant permission to the Warwick Valley Chamber of Commerce to have nonprofit groups, including Warwick Valley School District organizations, sell items such as hot chocolate, warm cider, and snacks on Railroad Green on the following dates: November 23rd, 29th, 30th, December 6th, 7th, 13th, 14th, 20th, 21st, 2025, during the Home for the Holidays events. Request includes use of electricity and setup of tents, completed park permit, security deposit, proof of insurance, including insurance from the Warwick Valley Central School District, have been received, pending proper insurance requirements from additional nonprofit groups to participate in this event.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
Okay, and then if there's
There's another
I should
addendum.
another
Clear.
addendum, which
Wow.
is
Is that,
the
Tom?
unpaid, yeah, we'll give that to Tom.
it's time to.
Because we love you.
Resolution for the unpaid Village of Warwick FY 25-26 tax collection. Whereas according to real property tax law, section 1436, on or before November 1, the tax collecting officer must deliver an account of the unpaid taxes to the Board of Trustees. And whereas attaches an account describing each parcel of real property upon which taxes are unpaid, the person or persons in whose name the property is assessed, and the amount of unpaid tax totaling $58,530.28 for the FY 25-26 Village of Warwick tax collection. And whereas the Village Board of Trustees has compared the village clerk's account of the FY 25-26 unpaid taxes with the original FY 25-26 tax roll and has determined that the account is accurate. And whereas each member of the village board shall execute the attached certificate which recites that the account and the tax roll have been compared and found to be correct, and that the total amount of taxes unpaid for FY 25-26 is $58,530.28. And whereas the signed certificate and account describing each parcel of real property upon which taxes are unpaid, the person or persons in whose name the property is assessed, and the amount of tax unpaid totaling $58,530.28 for the FY 25-26 Village of Warwick tax collection will be returned to the Orange County Commissioner of Finance's office prior to November 15th in the year in which the levy is made. And whereas these facts must also be included in the official minutes of the Village of Warwick. And whereas within 15 days of the tax collecting officer delivering an account of the unpaid taxes to the Board of Trustees, the board must file the tax roll and warrant in the office of the village clerk. A copy of the tax roll must be permanently retained as a public record. Now therefore be it resolved that the facts set forth in the foregoing paragraphs are hereby included in the official minutes of the Village of Warwick, and that the village board shall undertake the actions described therein.
Second.
Okay. And it's a roll call?
Trustee Cheney?
Yes.
Trustee Foster?
Yes.
Trustee McKnight?
Yes.
Trustee Kolar?
Yes.
Mayor Newhart?
Yes. Okay. And another public comment? Motion? Or, I mean, moment? And we have nobody in the room right this second. But before we adjourn the meeting, Carly and I wanted to bring the board kind of up up on the New York Forward grant that we've been working on with our task force. And part of that project has been an application has been public outreach. We've done that a number of different ways, but one of the important ways of doing it and to reach out to a broad spectrum of people was a a survey, sort of a business survey, but also about aspects of what people really enjoy about our community and our downtown. Again, going back to the grant is specifically for downtown revitalization, which includes parks and includes, many aspects of what makes a downtown tick. But Carly, I want to give you the floor to talk a little bit about the survey that we did.
Sure, and it was an extensive survey.
It was really great.
I know I really am grateful for the folks that spent the time filling it out because it was extremely informative, and we had about 160 responses, and most people made it through the entire thing, which was really great. It had a variety of sections, and I think that these responses, which I've shared with the board, both the raw responses, and there's some spicy ones in there, so just look at those.
Nothing. We want nothing.
The raw responses, but also summaries on a variety of topics that I think are going to be relevant to us as liaisons in each of our roles, and also in thinking about things moving forward. But some of the topics were kind of how people use the downtown now, what kind of outcomes matter most to them, the types of projects that we should fund, and those types vary, significantly from building rehabilitation and adaptive reuse to wayfinding and parking management and energy upgrades and heritage tourism related stuff, housing and mixed use related topics, small business and entrepreneurship, mobility and safety, resilience, inclusion, and various things like that. And it was some of the things that I think were really interesting was, when you get a lot of responses like that, one thing that stands out is, people tend to think everything is important, right? But some of the things that really stood out, and I also want to mention kind of the diversity that we had, which I think was really representative of our community. I mean, sometimes when you release surveys like this, you're concerned that you're only going to really hit one portion of the population. But the numbers and the way that it's split out actually kind of pretty closely matched how our village is structured, which I thought was pretty cool. And maybe just pointing out some of the things that I think were important. People really wanted to see outdoor seating, right? They wanted to be able to sit when they're downtown, and people were really concerned about pedestrian safety downtown, which we're working on.
That's right.
And we've been talking about both of those things as well. They want restrooms. That was another big thing. So restrooms, seating, and then, some very detailed ideas that I think are going to be of interest to the board. And a lot of support for rooftop gathering space, actually, which I think is pretty cool. A lot of complaints about parking, and some concern about the flooding that's downtown. So, but I've
Did they say specifically what areas of concern for flooding?
Yeah, let me pull up priority locations. So there's, I used some AI support because 160 detailed responses. We
Little
were
daunting.
I was able to kind of construct a bunch of documents around different topics. So folks mentioned a frequent flooding near and along the creek, affecting Main Street buildings in downtown, a need for creek clearing and improved stormwater management, Veterans Memorial Park, we know, often floods. Folks flagged South Street as flooding between Park and Galloway. We've seen that. And Lower Forester Ave and the PEX parking lot were noted as a flooding hotspot. Overlook and Highland Avenue, folks reported flooding along those streets. Southern Lane was reported as having stormwater runoff and drainage problems. And then some flood concerns were reported on Elm Street.
That's good.
Yeah. They also flagged kind of areas that get excessively hot, that the playground needs more shade and things like that. So just really good, super specific, actionable feedback. I loved it.
Yeah.
That's great.
And so I've shared that folder with the board with all of the summaries. And I mean, if you're open to it, I think it could make sense to share some of the summaries on the website.
I think so. I think once we get the application.
Yeah,
done,
once you
yeah.
get that in. I made a summary of summaries, which might actually be the thing that could go on the website, because
Yeah.
there's too
Yeah.
many
It's a
long
lot, yeah.
documents, yeah.
And the newsletter is coming out next month too, so I can include it.
Oh, that would be great.
Oh, great,
Yeah, that'd
yeah.
be really great.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good number of folks, because I think that the survey was only open for 2 weeks, was
Yeah.
it?
I think a little bit longer, but yeah, I think so, because we were at the farmer's market kind of giving it some airtime, and so there were 2 weeks between those, and I think it had started a little bit earlier. But,
Yeah,
you know, it was
and-
in a very short window, really, that we got a tremendous amount of response.
Yeah, and the majority of respondents were, we had about 66% folks lived in the village, and then, you know, other folks lived mostly in the town.
That's good.
Yeah.
So this was, again, one piece of our public outreach. We also, you know, we were at the farmer's market, not only telling people about the survey, but also talking to people, letting them scribble down whatever they were thinking. You know, some people didn't want to take a survey, but they did have a burning idea. So that was really wonderful. And it's also great just to be out and speaking to folks about, you know, what they love, what they don't love, and everything in between. I did meet up with the Park Avenue Student Council. I think I talked about that at the last meeting, and that was very early and and wonderful. Young men and women who just had some great ideas. We didn't give them the survey. We gave them a smaller kind of questionnaire, and one of the questions was, if you had $1 million, what would you do? And they had a field day with that. So everything that we do, we also send to our grant writer so that they have every copy of everything. And so I think that's good. We also had a walk with our local architects and designers, and that was really quite wonderful. It's probably a 3-hour walk through the village, and looking at it with a lens of, if you could redesign, if you could make this better, if you could make this a more enjoyable experience, what would you do?
Yeah, just seeing the potential through their eyes
Yeah.
is really amazing.
It is amazing. And so as a result of that, so we have multiple projects that we are defining. They're not completely defined. This next few days will kind of galvanize them. But to give people a sense of where we're going with this, we are looking at streetscapes, especially in terms of branding the historic district and historic buildings that surround Lewis Park. Because we also understand that High Street and Church Street are really these corridors and connective roads that go to what has become more commercially viable. So that would be one of the streets, one of the projects that we're looking at. We're also looking at the Way Beyond the Corridor, because it has not only, it just has a lot of possibilities. It's underused, it's sort of lost in the sauce of our wonderful downtown, and yet it's there and it's present and it has biodiversity, and it's just this incredible thing. And so the idea is to really look at that and redesign how we focus on that. Another project is the redevelopment of the bandstand in Stanley Deming Park. We're always looking for venues for performance and concerts, dance, etc. And this was initially used during COVID. because it gave us an opportunity to have these performances and to be spread out. But we also realized right then that this was a natural amphitheater. It was actually part of our Stanley Deming Park master plan. But once COVID ended, we never really revisited it. And so now we are, because it does have challenges in terms of handicap accessibility, and the bathrooms are there, which are great, but also access, just general access. And so that's one of the projects. And also public restrooms, as the folks have mentioned in the surveys. And that was even part of our last application, that we put that as a priority. And then one rather transformational project, and that's really what the state is looking for, projects that will have a great impact. And I think all of these projects have an ability to do that. But one of the things that we notice, and especially with the architects walking around, we came to our main street and we were looking at the CVS parking lot, and the consensus was, well, it was like a missing tooth. You know, historically, we have this beautiful main street where everybody has a presence right to the sidewalk, and yet suddenly we have this like bank of parking right in the middle, sort of a 1960s style, you know, parking lot, and design. You know, put the parking in front and everything in back of it. And so we've learned actually that you can flip that, and it can be historically accurate to our beautiful historic district, and also we can have as much parking as we need, but in back. And so that's one of the things we've been having discussions with the owner of the property, and he is very attentive and wanting to talk about this and to see what he, you know, what could happen. So, and the second part of that project is a potential parking structure that would be behind CVS. It's a much costlier thing, but it could be actually a tremendous amount of return for this landowner, if that's a possibility. So anyway, we're looking at that, and one of the things that I've leaned on all these architects to come up with some designs for all of these projects, so that not only are we talking to the state about these great, interesting projects, but we have visuals, that we have something that says, this is what it could look like. And not that it's the given, it's not a finished, it's a sketch, it's an idea, but it's in 2 dimensions, and you can see it in 3 dimensions. So I'm very excited about that, because when we applied last year for the same grant. We came very close. We did not get it, but when we had our exit interview, this was one of the things that the people on the grants committee mentioned, that our projects could have been probably more in depth or more realized. And I think that this is a really strong way of doing that. So,
Agree.
yeah. So we have about, when it's due Friday, so we have 4 days or so. But it's all coming together, as they always do, it seems. So I'm very excited about this, and I hope the board is too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you said this is our year.
This is our year.
This is our year. So we do not have executive session, and so may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
We're gonna do
Oh, wait, final comment from the board. I am
Yeah.
so sorry. Here I am, not addressing the public, not addressing my board. What am I?
You just got excited.
Been a busy week.
It's been a busy week,
But
and
I
it's
did
only
want
Monday.
I did want to give the Halloween report
Oh,
out
yeah,
from
yeah, yeah.
my neighborhood. The final count of trick-or-treaters in our neighborhood was 2,000. Yeah, it's a lot. So yeah, that was that. And then the winners of this year's Scare the Mayor. Do you want me to announce at the meeting? I just want to say everyone did such a fantastic job. It seems like every year it gets scarier and scarier, and people just get more creative and more involved. It really is amazing. And deliberating this year was not easy.
No.
And you have a new jingle, don't you?
We do have a new jingle, yes. Stay tuned for that. And we were so lucky to have a high school student from the Mr. C's TV and film class following us and documenting it. It was really fun to have him with us for the silliness and craziness, Ryan. So thank you, Mr. C and Ryan, for joining us. The winner was unanimous. It was Gareth Harkness on Welling Avenue. He was the one you may remember on Halloween. He had like the whole circus set up. On Halloween, he had someone actually like chasing people. It was
Oh, boy.
really scary.
That's scary.
And then second place this year, we have the Cuomo family of William Close. They did an excellent display of skeletons and different sort of things that he had handmade and curated and created all these little
It was
scenes.
themed the Devil's Workshop or something of that.
The Devil's Playground.
Playground, yes.
Yeah, that
It
was
was pretty,
crazy.
that was really, really
Had like
great.
little
Yeah.
kids' toys with like skeletons on them. And his son also participated as a victim lying in the driveway. It was a family affair. And then third place, we have the Santiago family of West Street, which had a clown theme. That was very scary. They enter every year and they always do an outstanding job. So thank you to everyone for participating and congratulations to our winner.
That's great. Thank you. And we don't have the results. I think the results of the costume contests are on our Facebook.
They are.
They
Yeah.
are, okay.
Do you want me to read them?
If you could, that would be nice, just as a.
Let me just.
Let me do a quick announcement and then go back to you.
Sure.
Sure.
Related, because this is, so just that the Warwick Valley Chamber of Commerce is doing the local, support your local everything. So they're doing the $20 tote bag and filled with coupons from
Oh, right,
participating
right, yes.
merchants. And sales of the bag are gonna be donated to the food pantry. And those will be for sale from November 23rd through December 22nd. And they're also doing the American Express Small Business Champions again. So Small Business Saturday is November 29th.
That's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh my goodness.
Abstain.
I abstain, yeah.
From shopping.
Stay from the happy birthday.
Yeah, happiness, that's not right.
Okay, so it doesn't have the names of anyone.
No, I wasn't giving any names.
Oh no,
They said they
that's
didn't have
fine.
them. I
Oh,
thought I knew
okay,
you did.
it's great. It just says the Village of Warwick extends its congratulations to all of this year's Halloween costume contest winners, to every participant who joined in the Spooky Fun. Especially thank you to the Warwick Recreation Department, the Warwick Lions Club, and ShopRite of Warwick for their generous support and contributions that make this annual event such a success. It's cute. It looks like everyone did such an amazing job. And for photos, you can visit the Village's Facebook page.
Yeah. And thank you for being one of the judges at the
Oh, it's
last
so much
minute.
fun.
Yeah, it was great. And it was hard.
It's always tough. And there's so much pressure. Ron's like, we have to be, it's like right there. And we're like,
It was great.
It's funny.
Any other comments from the board, please?
Yeah, I'll just give a reminder. 2 meetings ago, I announced that the village was on voluntary water conservation. And I know we had 2.3 inches on my rain gauge last week from the heavy rains that we received. But that doesn't put us out of the woods yet. There's a lot more capacity that exists that needs to be filled. So the voluntary water conservation continues. Ask you to do everything you can to conserve water. At this time of year, it becomes inside the house because not much is going on outside with landscaping and gardens and such. So just, full loads of dishwashing, full loads of laundries, shorten your showers if you can, and try and help conserve as much water as possible. And I'm sure we'll get through this with a winter of normal precipitation.
Thank you.
yeah, thanks.
And I just wanted to also remind people that tomorrow is election day. and to get out and vote if you haven't done it already. And polls open
6 a.m.
6 a.m. until 9.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
9 p.m.
And if I could, there have been a lot of changes this year in election districts, both the numbering and the geographical boundaries, and also polling places. For instance, this year, there's no polling at the Church Street Firehouse, but there are 4 districts that are now polling at the library. So you can go online, either the State Board of Elections or the County Board of Elections, and you can enter your personal information, where you live, and I think you also have to give some sort of personal information just to make sure they've got the right person, and that will tell you what district you're in. I don't know whether it takes you to the sample ballot or not, but it definitely will tell you your polling place.
Thank you. I would have showed up at the firehouse, not knowing. was
They sent
going
out cards as well.
Yes, cards went out, but cards went out probably in June.
Oh, no, I just
Oh, you got one
received.
more recently?
Oh,
than
very
that?
recent, yeah.
Oh, okay.
About a week ago, actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't.
yeah, okay. Okay. Well, that's a good reminder and good information.
Thank you.
Okay. Tom, anything for us?
No, sir.
Okay. So, do you mind making a motion to adjourn the
I'll
meeting?
Make the motion to adjourn the meeting.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Well, good luck tomorrow.
Yes.
Barry.
Good luck.
Oh,
Oh.
oh,
Oh well.
hey.